You can have a stable job, a roof over your head, people around you, and still feel nothing. Not sadness, not pain, just a quiet emptiness you can't explain. This is not just in your head. This is not weakness. In many cases, this is biology interacting with your environment. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why this happens to men, what's actually going on inside your brain and body, and why modern life is quietly creating this feeling in millions of men right now. And more importantly, what you can actually do about it. Let's start with the paradox. Most people think emptiness comes from failure. No money, no purpose, no relationships. But here's the reality. Many men feel the most empty when everything is technically fine. Stable income, routine life, no immediate crisis. So what flips that switch? Why does your internal state not match your external reality? This is where we begin with your brain. Your brain runs on a chemical system called dopamine. Dopamine is often called the pleasure chemical, but that's not accurate. It's not pleasure, it's pursuit. Think of dopamine like a compass. It doesn't reward you for having something. It pushes you to go after something. It creates anticipation, drive, forward movement. This makes evolutionary sense. For most of human history, men survived by doing. Hunting, building, protecting, competing. You moved, you struggled, you chased outcomes. Effort came first, reward came later. But here's the problem. Modern life reversed that system. It removed the chase, but kept the reward signals. Now you can sit still and still trigger dopamine. Endless scrolling, short-form videos, gaming, constant notifications. You don't have to earn stimulation anymore. It's delivered to you, and this changes your brain. Research on reward pathways, including work referenced in neuroscience studies from institutions like Stanford, suggests that repeated high-intensity stimulation can reduce your baseline sensitivity to dopamine. Let me translate that. The more artificial stimulation you consume, the less your brain responds to normal life. This is often referred to as dopamine desensitization. Think of it like this. If you blast music at maximum volume all day, eventually, normal sound feels silent. That's exactly what's happening internally. So now, real conversations feel dull. Work feels meaningless. Even achievements feel flat. Not because they are, but because your brain's response system is blunted. And this leads to the first hidden cause of emptiness. You're not necessarily lacking meaning. You may be lacking sensitivity to it, but that's only one layer. Now let's go deeper. Because your brain does not operate in isolation. Your hormones matter. Specifically, testosterone. Most people reduce testosterone to one idea, masculinity. But biologically, it's much more than that. Testosterone plays a role in motivation, energy levels, confidence, risk-taking behavior, even your sense of drive and purpose. Studies from institutions such as the University of Chicago and other endocrinology research groups have linked lower testosterone levels in men with fatigue, reduced motivation, and lower mood. But here's where it gets more concerning. Several long-term studies suggest that testosterone levels in men have been gradually declining over the past few decades. Not overnight, not dramatically, but consistently. Some estimates suggest about a 1% decline per year across generations. That adds up. So what's causing this? It's not one thing. It's a combination of modern lifestyle factors: chronic stress, poor sleep quality, lack of physical activity, highly processed diets, increased exposure to environmental chemicals. Now combine this with what we just discussed, reduced dopamine sensitivity plus lower testosterone, and you create a biological state where you don't feel driven, you don't feel excited, you don't feel engaged. You're not collapsing, but you're not fully alive either. You just exist. And because everything looks fine from the outside, this experience often goes unnoticed, or worse, misunderstood. Now let's talk about the third layer. This one feels psychological, but it is deeply connected to biology. Direction. Men are not wired for constant happiness. They are wired for direction. Your brain is built to orient itself towards something, a goal, a mission, a problem to solve. Without that, your system loses structure. And when structure disappears, your mind begins to drift. And drifting feels like emptiness. Think of it like a ship. If a ship is moving toward a destination, even in rough waters, it has purpose. But if it's floating aimlessly, even calm water feels meaningless. This is where modern life creates a subtle problem. It removes the need for direction. You don't need to hunt. You don't need to build from nothing. You don't need to struggle to survive. Everything is accessible. So unless you deliberately create direction, your brain defaults to drift. And drift feels like emptiness. Now here's where many men make a critical mistake. They try to solve emptiness with comfort. More entertainment, more scrolling, more distractions, temporary relief, but not a solution. Because comfort removes resistance. And resistance is what signals progress to your brain. Progress is what creates meaning. This is why difficult things feel fulfilling. Exercise, learning something new, building a skill, working toward a goal. Not because they are easy, but because they activate systems your brain was designed to use. This is not motivational advice. This is biological alignment. Now let's go deeper again. There's another factor that is often overlooked: social comparison. You are constantly exposed to other people's highlight reels, their success, their lifestyle, their achievements, but not their struggles. Over time, your brain starts to recalibrate what normal looks like, and this creates a silent pressure. You may be doing fine, but it doesn't feel like enough because your reference point has shifted. This doesn't just affect your thoughts, it affects your reward system. If everything you see looks extraordinary, your own life starts to feel ordinary, and ordinary starts to feel empty. This is not because your life lacks value, it's because your perception has been distorted. Now let's talk about something even more physical: disconnection. Not just emotional or social, but biological disconnection. Your body is designed for movement, sunlight, physical effort, environmental variation. But modern routines look very different. Long hours of sitting, artificial lighting, minimal movement, screen-based interaction. Research consistently shows that physical inactivity is associated with lower mental well-being and increased feelings of low mood or disengagement. This is not random. Your brain and body are part of the same system. When your body is inactive, your brain receives weaker signals. When your environment is artificial, your internal rhythms become disrupted. So now multiple layers are stacking. Dopamine imbalance, lower testosterone, lack of direction, constant comparison, physical disconnection, and the result is a quiet, persistent emptiness. Now here's the question that matters. Can this be reversed? Yes, but not instantly, and not by chasing happiness. This is about restoring function. Let's break that down. First, reduce artificial stimulation. You don't need to eliminate everything, but you need boundaries, because your brain needs contrast. Without contrast, nothing feels meaningful. Second, rebuild your biological baseline. Sleep is not optional. Consistent 7 to 9 hours supports hormonal balance, cognitive function, and emotional stability. Movement is essential. Resistance training, walking, physical effort. These are signals that tell your body you are active, you are engaged. Third, create direction. Not vague ideas, clear targets, something measurable, something you can work toward daily. Because action generates meaning, not the other way around. Fourth, limit constant comparison. Be aware of what you are consuming, because your inputs shape your expectations, and your expectations shape how you feel. And finally, shift from passive consumption to active creation. Even small things, writing, learning, building, improving, because your brain is designed to reward progress, not comfort. Let me bring this together. If you feel empty, even when life seems fine, it does not automatically mean something is wrong with you as a person. In many cases, it means your systems are out of alignment. Your brain, your hormones, your environment, your direction. And when those systems shift, your experience shifts. This is not permanent, it is adaptive. Your body responds to what you repeatedly do. Change the inputs, and over time, the output changes. Slowly, but reliably. And one more thing. If these feelings are intense, persistent, or affecting your daily life, it's important to speak with a qualified professional. Because understanding is powerful, but support matters too. So here's what I want you to do. Pay attention. Not just to how you feel, but to how you live. What are you consuming daily? How are you moving? What are you working toward? Because those patterns are shaping your internal state right now. And if this made you think, let me know in the comments. Because the more we bring this into the open, the less invisible it becomes.